Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fissner. Guys, today we speak about the MONACOR SAM-300D, okay? That's a subwoofer. The subwoofer is a really old booking because this is like 1617, so it's 1617 and we've got already close to 1900 bookings. Now, why this took us so long? And that's a good point to make. Now this is only the power section, so this is insulated so that the mains which comes in doesn't go, and can cause some problems here if you touch what you're supposed not to. This one is an input-output board and the control board, so this one has some small chips to control the thing, plus it needs received power in and then line in and line out from this board. Okay, so the most important part is pretty much this board. The rest is just like whatever. Now, for things to get complicated, you need to order wrong parts. That means you think you're ordering one-to-one replacements and they're supposed to work, whereas clearly you can be wrong. Okay, so we've ordered here MOSFETs. Two MOSFETs here, and these MOSFETs were replaced. Okay, so there was no further shorts, I couldn't see. Sometimes capacitors on the side of the MOSFETs are failing or partially failing, or they are failing first and then the MOSFETs are failing. But with subwoofers there's additional problem, they are overheating. Most of the cheaper designs don't put 105 Celsius degrees, yes, and if it's not 105 but less, like 85, and over time it's hot inside because the speaker is working, because the electronics is working, then it developed fault on the capacitors and capacitors failing and problems starting. Now we've ordered parts and it started to work, okay, but the sound was distorted, okay. So I've made a test, I've seen the sound is distorted, and suddenly I hear pop. I'm saying, why? Like literally why? There was no shorts, the in-series bulb wasn't lightning, so the in-series lamp was lighting up and dimming down to 0, so I haven't seen any additional shorts, so I thought, everything's okay. The original fault was a diode here, and the diode was replaced. It's SS110 diode from what I remember, and the diode I've replaced with a bigger one, okay, but the same specs, just bigger, bulkier diodes, so it's not relevant. Okay, so I took that diode out, or my technician took that diode out and replaced with, because finally came SS110. Now the diode was replaced and the MOSFETs were replaced, the fuse was replaced, and then we still had problem. Turns out that after the pop, the IC here was blown, okay. I will check quickly for those who are not able to check what the IC is. Quickly, IR2153S. There is additional version which is through, but this one is SMD. So this IC we bought at AliExpress, okay, it took its time and it came. Okay, we replaced the IC and we see that in-series bulb now it's lighting up all the time, and I'm saying, I've checked before, the IC wasn't producing any voltages or signals, yes, in kilohertz, on the output side, like low and high side MOSFETs. That didn't produce anything, and I knew that the IC failed. So now it doesn't, so I took another one. and I've installed another one, and the same. The whole batch which came from China is looking like it's dodgy. So I said to the customer, look, I found a supplier, DigiKey and Moser, yes, so two suppliers I found, and I can order the ICs from them. It will take us some time, it's dear for us, but we don't do this repair for profits. We just want to give it back working to the customer. That's the whole idea. And if customer will be keen enough, they will pay us the parts. Yes, we don't, because usually the rule of thumb is like that. Either we can quickly diagnose the fault, and if there is an additional one as well, or if it's cluster F, like ordering components and you burning more components, and it's taking for too long, we put it like aside, we do our jobs, and then when we've got time, we just take it back again and we work on it again. And this way, we don't have to send it away as faulty, and not fixed. Yes, or some customers are donating them to us. It depends. But more advanced faults usually end up on my desk. Yes, the rest are done by our technicians. So I did replace the IC myself when it came from DigiKey, and guess what? Now we've got all the voltages correctly, and the kilohertz as well correctly. So if we will take this, if we will plug in the mains, I don't have to be afraid anymore of plugging it without a bulb, because the SMPS, so switching mode power supply section, is okay. Sorry for banging here, yes, I know it might be disturbing, so sorry for that. Gosh, if I will be doing with these transistors like that, or diodes, I don't remember what they are, then I will end up replacing. Oh, that's dangerous what I've done. Okay, no, good. I thought I didn't switch off the power on the wire here, so it's okay. So let us check. Okay, we will put meter on, and now I finally can say the SMPS section is fixed on the primary side. Yes, perfectly, because we've got voltage coming in as it should be. Oh, now you can see it. It's a DC voltage, and everything's okay. So we don't need to plug in the the audio input side yet. It's not that, because we had a problem with relay, turns out, which we haven't found in the first place. And after getting into the bottom of the problem of the relay, I just jumped wire with fuse wire of the same value what the relay was. Yes, so there is a fuse wire, like fuse, in the relay, so it's fine, it's okay. If so, the fuse will blow, and then there is a second fuse here as well, and the third one is in this wire. Yes, so it's a lot of fuses on the way, but it's on. And of course you don't see red light, so I need to order I need to install the wiring for you to see that it's powering on. Okay, now we can switch it on. Now we can see the diode is on. Yes. But the diode doesn't switch into the green. Sorry for banging again. I'm forgetting about this banging. Okay, so we've got this red diode, and it's fine. Yes, you can sort of see it. But when you supply the volume now, you don't see the light turning into green, because this diode, this is how it works. So now you've got voltage on pin 1 and minus on pin 4, and it's 14.39, so it's proper voltage coming in. So when we will take and get hertz, because we don't need oscilloscope to check if the IC is working now, yes, because the old one was blowing, it was trying to blow the fuses, yes. So let's take again on the COM so on the pin 4, and let's get first that source. Source has 122 kilohertz, dropping to 61, which is proper, which is accurate, yes. Now drain, yes, drain has 50 hertz, okay, and the gate, yeah, now it's 30 kilohertz, which is okay, you know, it's fine. And that's the high side, okay, because that's half bridge, so I like what I see, okay. Now this source, again, it's 30 kilohertz on the low side. Drain is 122 and should drop to 61, and it's dropping, so it's fine. And the gate is 30, which is fine. So the SMPS part is working now fine. We're happy with the SMPS section, but we're not happy with the audio input side, okay. I don't know why this is so, you know, like so many faults in it, but it's literally chasing and chasing. You fix one thing, then you've got wrong parts, and then, you know, those parts are coming, and then you replace them, and it's, I hate to order from AliExpress, I can tell you that. If I would have a choice, I would always order from Moser, DigiKey, but they don't have all the components, plus the shipping is just to the roof. But what I like about them, DigiKey or Moser or those websites, is that the parts are genuine. When I buy an IC, I'm not afraid. Like if I'm buying this Sony amp here, okay, for TA-FE series, on AliExpress you need to have a luck to buy a part sometimes, and many times you get fake, like here, you know. So either you know what you're doing, you know how to test it, because you can get killed literally if you're doing this job. So you shouldn't do it when you don't know what you're doing, but when you're doing it, yes, you should be able at least to use good components. And when you can't get those components on Moser, let's say, or AliExpress, then your choice will, on Moser or DigiKey, your choice will be AliExpress sooner or later, or eBay or Amazon. I was ordering TDA 7293 chip of this shape, yes, this, and you know what, I can tell you that I've ordered it from AliExpress and came fake. Yes, fake. Literally, we've wasted time. Then I had to order it, guess where? Moser. Yes, the same for pre-op amps, for the same hi-fi. We had to order from Moser. So you see, sometimes it's not worth ordering from AliExpress, and that's what we experience here. It's bad, okay? It's really bad. Now, what is my next plan? Okay, the next plan is to plug in an oscilloscope. I won't be recording on the video because that's already 13 minutes, but I will be plugging an oscilloscope, our Handtech 1 GS, that's more than enough for this job, and I will be checking again high and low side of this IC, and then after that I will be checking after the transformer where the rectifying diodes, the quick diodes, are installed, and after them there are capacitors, so I will be checking the output voltage on those capacitors. So those two things I will be checking next, and if I will check that one, for me the SMPS is perfect. Yes, it's no problem. If I will find any issues over there, that could be potentially the problem with the input not being recognized, so I will then have to follow the routes, yes, where it went to, and from side of the input side and from output of the SMPS to all the power rails. So that's my plan, okay? Because the video has already 14 minutes, I don't want to drag it longer, and I don't want to go through the process here on the video, but I will go through it, and if I will find anything interesting, yes, I might record it. If there will be not too much interested and so on, I will record in next videos. So the best way to watch this YouTube channel for our technicians is to watch video after video, because this YouTube channel is not mainly for the general public, but it's mainly for our technicians to learn on. So that's all in this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. Those who would like to run their own repair shop, we supply with all the software knowledge, custom AA agents which are helpful with health and safety and with diagnosis, and we add to those AA agents more and more. And we've got Dojo Training Center, and we've got ERP platform for invoicing, bookings, managing your team, and so on. We are now building version 2.0 of bookrepair.online.co.uk, and we adding CRM to it, so customer relationship management, and our platform is capable of sending notifications to you when new bookings are now, even the first one. And we've got as well, apart from Dojo Training Center, where you can learn from videos and so on, we've got Skill Matrix app, which you can track which skills technicians have, and they can learn new skills next. What are the skills? Yes. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. And if you'd like to start your journey with us, or as our franchise, or independently, you can contact through Inte.Team. Yes. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.